Under a sweltering afternoon sun, the gleaming facade of Sterling Autos, one of the city's most prestigious car dealerships, reflected the ambitions of those who walked its polished floors. Inside, sleek models of luxury cars shone under meticulously placed spotlights, each a testament to the dealership's claim of excellence. Yet on this day, a scene unfolded that would shatter the illusion of flawless service. Derek Johnson, a young black teenager with bright eyes and a hopeful smile, entered Sterling Autos accompanied by his mother. He had saved every penny from his part-time job at a local diner, determined to purchase his first car, a symbol of independence and hard work. Derek's dreams, however, were about to be met with a harsh dose of prejudice. At the reception desk, a well-dressed sales associate eyed Derek with a mixture of suspicion and disdain. The young man's enthusiasm was met with a curt, dismissive tone. "We only deal with customers of a certain standard here," the associate sneered, as if Derek's very presence disrupted the carefully maintained aura of exclusivity. The words stung like acid, and before Derek could muster a retort, the associate motioned him aside. "I'm sorry, but you don't belong here. Please leave," he said sharply, leaving Derek feeling both humiliated and bewildered. Word of the incident rippled quickly through the showroom floor. Employees exchanged knowing glances, while Derek's mother, Ms. Johnson, a strong, dignified woman whose eyes held both sorrow and steely resolve, watched silently from the lobby. Though the rejection cut deep, she refused to let her son's dreams be diminished by ignorance and cruelty. That evening, as Derek trudged home with his head bowed in shame, Mrs. Johnson sat quietly at the kitchen table, her mind racing with thoughts of injustice. A woman of unyielding pride and resilience, she had built a modest business from the ground up, despite facing her own share of discrimination. But what happened at Sterling Autos was a crossing of a line that she would not allow to stand unchallenged. Over the next 24 hours, Ms. Johnson made countless calls and gathered every scrap of evidence. Witness statements, video recordings from a nearby street camera, and even a detailed account from her son. Determined to hold the dealership accountable, she contacted her lawyer and reached out to local media. But more than anything, she resolved to make her presence felt in the world of luxury and power, a world that had unjustly cast her son aside. The following morning, a dramatic turnaround unfolded. As the first rays of dawn lit the city streets, a sleek black Rolls-Royce Phantom pulled up in front of Sterling Autos. Its glossy finish and imposing presence could silence a crowd, and soon a small gathering of onlookers had formed around the dealership's entrance. Out stepped Ms. Johnson, wearing an impeccably tailored suit that commanded respect. At her side, Derek walked with renewed pride. His earlier humiliation now transformed into a quiet determination. Approaching the dealership's entrance, Ms. Johnson's presence sent shockwaves through the staff. The same sales associate who had humiliated Derek the day before now fumbled as he recognized the woman before him. "Ms. Johnson," he stuttered, his earlier arrogance dissolving into uncertainty. He began, but she held up a hand to silence him. "I represent every customer who has ever been wronged," Ms. Johnson declared, her voice steady and authoritative. "I built my own business from nothing, and I will not stand by while my son, and by extension other hard-working individuals, are treated with contempt." Her words reverberated through the entrance, and the gathering crowd listened with bated breath. The dealership manager, now clearly alarmed by the unexpected turn of events, hurried out of his office. "Ms. Johnson, please, let's discuss this privately," he pleaded, his earlier tone replaced by urgency, but she was unyielding. "There's nothing to discuss," she replied firmly. "I expect an immediate apology, a full explanation of your policies, and a commitment to change. Today, you have not only lost a sale, you have lost respect." Within moments, the story had exploded on social media. Videos of Ms. Johnson's arrival, coupled with her impassioned speech, went viral. The public's response was swift and overwhelming. Many praised her for standing up against discrimination, while loyal customers and industry insiders expressed shock and dismay at the dealership's behavior. Inside Sterling Autos, the atmosphere was chaotic. The sales team and management scrambled to mitigate the damage as the media descended on the location. Ms. Johnson's bold action had forced the dealership to confront its own prejudices in the harsh glare of public scrutiny. By mid-morning, a press conference was held outside the dealership. The manager, visibly contrite, issued an apology on behalf of Sterling Autos, promising to review their policies and implement comprehensive sensitivity training for all employees. Yet the damage was done. Ms. Johnson's demonstration had sparked a larger conversation about fairness, respect, and the rights of every customer, regardless of their background. Later that day, as the sun began to dip low, Ms. Johnson stood by her Rolls-Royce, now a symbol of her victory and a reminder of the price paid by those who dare to stand against injustice. Derek, now beaming with a quiet pride, clutched his mother's hand. He had witnessed firsthand that true power wasn't in exclusion or arrogance. It was in the ability to rise above adversity and claim what was rightfully yours. In the days that followed, stories of the incident spread far beyond the confines of the dealership. Community leaders hailed Ms. Johnson as a champion of equality, and other businesses took notice, reevaluating their own practices to ensure that all customers were treated with dignity. For many, the dramatic arrival of the Rolls-Royce was a vivid symbol that even in the face of systemic discrimination, resilience and integrity could spark meaningful change. Ms. Johnson, with a calm determination, continued to advocate for fairness, not just for her son, but for every individual who had ever been marginalized by those in positions of power. And as Sterling Autos began the slow process of reform, one thing was abundantly clear. Injustice, when confronted with courage and unwavering resolve, could be transformed into a powerful catalyst for change. Thus, what began as a painful rejection became a turning point, a narrative of empowerment that resonated deeply in the hearts of those who believed in the fundamental right to be seen, heard, and respected.